For a very long time, humans have been running the show on Earth as the dominant species, to such extent they've managed to take the best spots. They've set up farmlands, built sprawling cities, completely reshaped the landscapes, and even invaded the rural, remote stretches, leaving barely any space for anyone or anything else. When it reached the untouched, far-off lands of forests and high-altitude plains, this aggressive expansion created thin, fragile boundaries with the animals that preferred to steer clear of humans. Still, we kept pushing, tearing those wild spaces, destroying ecosystems, and wiping out natural habitats, flipping their entire environments on their heads. The thing is, you can't keep taking without consequences. Sooner or later, there's always a price to pay.
My son was just attacked by...
Oh my God, man. Oh my God, man. Oh my God, man. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so worried about my son.
Okay. Do you know how far out he is from where you are?
Armed with jaws that can slice through steel and claws that rip and shred with a single leap, this savage feline, with its raw power and unmatched agility, claims the gruesome title for taking the most lives in America among wildcats. With its silent, unpredictable movements, it stalks, strikes, and obliterates its prey, leaving no trace behind in its relentless pursuit of human life. Meet the killer lion of the Andes, the mountain lion. In the remote communities of the American West, the saying goes, you may not see a mountain lion, but you can be sure that it sees you. Folks out there swear by this because they believe if you do happen to spot a mountain lion in the wild, it probably is not out to kill you, because if it were, you wouldn't see it coming. No warning, no chance to react. Mountain lions are one of the best stalkers and ambush predators out there. Their attacks are so sudden and unpredictable that whether it's prey animal or, unfortunately, a human, you won't even know it's around until it's too late. But as vicious as their attacks on humans can seem, there's more to the reason behind why it happens, and it's not as simple as you might think. But that's for a story later in the video. First, let's give these wildcats a proper introduction. Puma con color, better known as the mountain lion, cougar, puma, catamount, wildcat, painter, or panther. It's a big cat native to North and South Americas, and it holds the Guinness World Record for having the most names of any animal, with over just 40 in English. It's one of the most wildly spread animals on the planet, ranging from the Yukon, British Columbia, and Alberta in Canada to the Rocky Mountains in the western United States, then stretching all the way through Mexico, the Amazon rainforest, and down to the Andes in Patagonia, where it prefers dense underbrush and rocky areas for stalking prey, but it can also make do in more open spaces. Its scientific name in Latin means cat of one color, referring to the consistent shade of its fur, though the tone can vary depending on where they're from. Physically, the mountain lion looks pretty much like a giant house cat, but with a whole lot more ferocity packed in, along with features that give it the power to back up that attitude. This unsuspecting deer is just drinking away, thinking he's all alone and safe in the dark, when out of nowhere, the night vision camera picks up two huge, creepy eyes staring from the bushes behind him. And in less time than it takes to blink, the wildcat, who's probably been lurking there for who knows how long, pounces and takes him down like it's no effort at all. With its round head and upright ears giving it a sleek, low profile, the mountain lion is built for stealth. Add to that some seriously powerful forequarters, a strong neck, and a crushing jaw, and you've got a predator capable of taking down prey several times its size. That said, doesn't stop there. Its forepaws pack 5 retractable claws, including a dew claw that acts like a hook, ensuring its target doesn't stand any chance of escaping. The hindpaws, with their 4 claws, are no less impressive, making every attack swift and deadly. Their slender, agile bodies and large paws make them incredible leapers and sprinters, perfect for pulling off those high-stakes, last-minute ambushes. And with the longest hind legs of any feline, they can leap an insane 18 feet straight up into the air, whether it's snatching prey right out of a tree or casually leaping off one cliff to another. They all make it look like a walk in the park, except way cooler. When going after prey, it moves quietly through brush, trees, and across ledges, covering miles of ground before it pounces with a powerful leap, landing on the back of its target. It then clamps down with a suffocating neck bite, and sometimes the force of the attack is enough to snap the prey's neck while it pins it down. As the second largest cat in the Americas and the fourth largest worldwide, adult mountain lions stand around 24 to 35 inches tall at the shoulders and usually weigh between 75 to 160 pounds, depending on where they live. There are stories of some reaching up to 276 pounds, but most experts consider those claims to be exaggerated or outdated. Even so, their not too bulky size is no drawback. It's part of what makes them so deadly. True to its ambush style, the mountain lion's sleek, medium build gives it the perfect balance of power and agility, making it a predator no one wants in the wild to mess with. For its diet, the mountain lion is what's called a generalist hypercarnivore, meaning it mostly eats meat, but it isn't picky about where it comes from. If it's hungry enough, they'll go after pretty much anything. Though they target bigger animals like deer, elk, moose, and mountain goats. But they're not above snatching up smaller creatures like rodents, birds, or even pets. In New Mexico, these killer cats have been spotted hunting gemsbok, those massive animals that are more than 3 times their size. One mountain lion even managed to take down 29 gemsbok, which made up over half of its kills on a single hunting spree. And when they hunt, they usually kill about once a week, dragging the prey to a spot they like, covering it with brush, and then coming back to feed over the next few days. Sounds efficient, right? Well, not always. This habit often puts mountain lions in direct conflict with the region's other top predators, wolves and bears. While neither can prey on a full-grown mountain lion, these face-offs rarely end without some serious damage. With wolves, it's a numbers game. One-on-one, mountain lions dominate, often killing the wolf outright or ambushing any that get too close. But wolves know better than to go solo. They roll in as a pack, stealing the lion's hard-earned kill. Even then, mountain lions are no pushovers. They'll stand their ground and fight back, though they usually end up outnumbered and have no choice but to back off. This mountain lion had just taken down a deer when a pair of wolves decided that they wanted in on the action. Not one to back down, the cat attacked and sent them both running. But wolves aren't quitters either. They came back with reinforcements. A third wolf, this time a black one. After a prolonged, brutal standoff, it was the cougar who had to walk away, leaving its hard-earned meal behind. These showdowns can get even more intense when a cougar has kittens to protect. In one case, a pack of 11 wolves was taking down a single female cougar and her kittens after an intense and, heartbreaking struggle. But not every story ends like that. Take this fearless female cougar, for example. When she spotted a black bear creeping into her territory, she instantly clocked the danger it posed to her cubs. She charged forward, howling and slashing, sending the massive bear packing with a clear warning to stay out of her domain. Meanwhile, this mother cougar found herself up against a huge brown bear, actively trying to hunt her cub. She fought the beast head-on, managing to drive it away not once, but twice to keep her cub safe. Still, it's not all victories. Black bears and brown bears often manage to intimidate mountain lions, stealing their kills more often than not. But it is rarely without a nasty fight, leaving both sides with some serious scars to show for it. Aside from dealing with these two predators, mountain lions occasionally run into other rivals like coyotes and bobcats, but they're really no match for their sheer power and stealth. Humans, though, are the one exception. Sport hunters and urban sprawl have become their biggest threats, pushing so far into remote areas that mountain lions are now being spotted literally roaming through neighborhoods or even city streets. And this is coming from an animal that goes out of its way to avoid humans and absolutely hates anyone invading its space. Experts say the growing encroachment on their territory is the main reason behind the rise in fatal mountain lion attacks. While still rare, these incidents have spiked over the past 20 years, more than in the previous 80 combined, according to wildlife officials. The damage doesn't stop there. This human takeover also messes with the mountain lion's food chain, wiping out prey populations and leaving them struggling with starvation and malnutrition. And when they can't find their usual food, they're forced to look for easier options. And unfortunately, humans sometimes end up on the menu in such situations. It's exactly what happened to two friends, 32-year-old S.J. Brooks and 31-year-old Isaac Sederbaum, and this was during a mountain biking trip in May 2018. See, they were riding along some logging roads in the Cascade Mountain foothills just east of Seattle when they realized that they were being stalked by a mountain lion. At first, they did everything right. They stopped, shouted, and hurled rocks at the animal, following all the safety protocols. And when that didn't work, they even threw one of their bikes at it, which seemed to scare the lion off. Thinking they were in the clear, they tried to leave the area, but that is when the cougar ambushed them once again. Out of nowhere, it pounced on Isaac, knocking him to the ground and sinking its teeth into his face. Blood poured out, blinding him and leaving him disoriented. Seeing this nightmare unfold, SJ panicked and took off on his bike to get help. But as soon as the mountain lion noticed him fleeing, it let go of Isaac and turned its focus on him. Despite being on a bike, SJ didn't stand a chance against this cougar's speed and agility. Predator caught up very quickly, knocked him off his bike, and attacked viciously. Soon enough, it overpowered him, leaving him disoriented, and began dragging him towards a tree to stash the kill and start feeding. Back at the scene, Isaac, still bleeding profusely from his torn-up face, somehow managed to stand and tried calling for help. But with no cell service, he had to muster enough strength to ride further down the road. Finally, he'd found a spot with signal and managed to call 911, reporting the horrifying ordeal that they'd just been through.
Do you know how far out he is from where you are?
But he's behind a gate. It hurts.
I know, but you're doing a really great job staying calm there. We're trying to, get you all the help that you need there.
Hello?
Hey, is this Isaac?
Yeah, this is Paul actually. I'm here with Isaac.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect. Can you put Isaac back on?
Hear me?
Yeah, sorry about that. Looks like the line dropped off there. So how are you doing?
I need an ambulance.
When the officers arrived, they found SJ dead with brutal wounds all over, while the big cat was still standing right there over the body. The mountain lion was shot, and later a necropsy revealed it was severely malnourished, weighing about 40 pounds less than it should have. Hunger likely pushed it to attack the bikers, who were probably wandering into its territory. An elk hunter, Jared Erickson, had a similar close call when he had to fire a shot off to scare a cougar that was charging him at just 20 feet away, narrowly avoiding what could have been his last video recording. Throughout the year, male and female mountain lions prefer to live solo, only coming together when it's time to mate. These big cats follow a polygynous mating system, meaning one male pairs up with multiple females during the breeding season, which can happen at any time of the year. Females usually have litters every other year, with 1 to 6 kittens after a pregnancy that lasts about 90 to 96 days and protect them very aggressively. In October 2020, a man named Kyle Burgess went out for a jog on a hiking trail and came across what he thought were some cute wild kittens. He pulled out his phone to record, only to realize they weren't just any kittens. These were baby mountain lions, and their mom was nearby. Figuring he might have walked into trouble, Burgess started quickly backing away, but the mother lion wasn't having it. She made sure to escort him out of her territory in a way that would give him nightmares for weeks.
Go away! No! No!
The mother cougar stays with her kittens like this for the first year or so, but if she goes off to find a new mate during that time, the kittens have to leave her territory, mainly because the new male might see them as a threat and kill them. Female cougars reach sexual maturity at around 2.5 years old, while males take a bit longer, hitting maturity about 3. And that being said, they don't actually start off having offspring until they settle into a permanent home range. While this reproduction rate isn't exactly fast compared to some other big cats, it's just enough to keep their population steady at around 50,000. Right now, the IUCN Red List considers cougars as quote-unquote least concerned. But with that habitat loss and poaching cropping in, well, their numbers are dropping a little more every year. Still, doesn't seem like these lethal predators are slowing down anytime soon in their blood rampage against humans. And of course, humans aren't backing off from their reckless expansions into mountain lion territory either. Anyways, have you ever had a close encounter with a mountain lion? Maybe while you were hiking or somewhere near your home? If you got a story, we would love to hear it. Drop it in the comments down below. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Like a cougar, out to get you. All right, later.